everyone. In this session, I will be explaining how a profit maximizing level of output is attained by a firm operating in short run under perfect competition, and that using MC is equal to MR approach. So in the last video, I have explained the same using TC is equal to TR approach. In the TC and TR approach, price is not explicitly given. Price can be found by dividing total revenue by output. TR divided by Q, that is total revenue by output, gives the price. Price and AR are the same, but price is not explicitly given in the diagram of TR and TC. So we cannot use the marginal revenue and marginal cost approach in order to find the profit maximizing level of output of a firm operating under short run in a perfect competitive market. First of all, there are two conditions of equilibrium where a firm maximizes profit. One is MC is equal to MR, and another one is MC cuts MR from below. So here the firm is comparing the marginal cost with marginal revenue. We know that marginal revenue is the addition of revenue, addition to the total revenue when a firm produces and sells a unit of output. And marginal cost is the additional cost incurred by a firm in the production of a unit of output. As long as MR is greater than MC, that is marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost, the firm will go on continuing the production. But when marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, the firm then stops the production. After then, what happens is that marginal cost will be greater than marginal revenue. So the firm stops the production at MR is equal to MC. So we can look at the different short-run equilibrium situations, that is supernormal profit, normal profit, and minimum losses incurred by the firms using the MR-MC method. So first of all, we can look the case of supernormal profit at equilibrium at short run. So we are comparing the average revenue with the average cost to find out the profit or loss of the firm. So by comparing the average revenue and average cost, we can find out whether the firm is having profit or loss. So if AR or price is greater than AC, then we can say the firm enjoys supernormal profit. AR is greater than AC. So we can see this at the figure. So here AR is greater than AC at the profit maximizing level of output. So before that, in the x-axis we have taken the output, then in the y-axis we have taken the price, cost and revenue. And cost and revenue is expressed both in the average terms and marginal terms, AC, MC, then AR and MR. And price is equal to AR. And in perfect competition, we know AR is equal to MR. So we can say that price is equal to AR and AR is equal to MR. So price is equal to AR is equal to MR. Then about the cost curves, AC is U-shaped. Average cost curve is U-shaped. MC is cutting AC at its minimum point and equilibrium is at the point MC is equal to MR. That is the equilibrium conditions. MC should cut MR from below and MC should be equal to MR. So this is at the point E. At E, output produced is OM. So OM is the equilibrium output. Price or AR is equal to OP and AC is equal to MF. So difference between AR and AC is EF or PQ per unit. This is the profit per unit actually. And the total profit will be PQ multiplied by OM. That is, there is a supernormal profit of the firm in the short run under perfect competition is shown by the area PQFE. That is PQ multiplied by OM PQFE. That much of supernormal profit is enjoyed by the firm here. Another case of equilibrium is that a firm earns normal profits. Normal profits are obtained when AR is equal to AC. When comparing the average revenue and average cost, AR should be equal to AC, and at that point there is normal profit. So why we say normal profit even when AR is equal to AC? So there is no AR is equal to AC, then also there is profit. Because normal profit is already included in the average cost of production. That is why. So if the firm is getting AC of production, we say the firm is getting normal profit. So at least the firm is able to cover the average cost, the firm earns a normal profit. And while looking at this figure, we can understand that in the x-axis we have taken output. In the y-axis we have taken the price, cost and revenue. And here also these cost curves are, revenue curves are expressed in marginal as well as average terms, ACMC, AR, MR. Price is equal to AR. And in the perfect competition we know AR is equal to MR. So that comes price is equal to AR is equal to MR. Price OP is determined in the industry by the intersection of the demand and supply. Here the price is OP and it is determined by in the industry. And firms are price takers, we know. For the firm, price is equal to AR is equal to MR, and AR is parallel to the x-axis. R is a straight line parallel to the x-axis. Firms can sell as much amount of the produce, as much amount of the output as they wish at the price AR. This means that demand curve for a firm under perfect competition is perfectly elastic. Again, about the cost curves, AC is a U-shaped curve, MC is cutting AC at its minimum point, and equilibrium is at the point MC is equal to MR, that is the marginalist conditions for profit maximization. And this is at the point E. At E, output produced is OM. So OM is the equilibrium output. So output produced at E, that is the equilibrium point where the marginalist condition satisfies, is OM. So OM is the equilibrium output. Price over AR is equal to OP, and AC is equal to ME here. So AC is equal to ME, that is the level of AC, and AR is equal to ME because AR and AC is equal. So we find that the average revenue is equal to the average cost of production, and so here the firm is getting normal profits. That is, AC is equal to AR and there is normal profit. So another case is minimum losses. Firm can also incur loss in the short run equilibrium. We know that a firm have fixed cost and variable cost in the short run. A firm can incur losses up to the fixed cost and still survive in the industry. Why? Because if there are losses up to fixed cost and firm stops producing, even then they have to incur that fixed cost. So it's better to continue the business. So that's simple logic. So while understanding the short-run equilibrium of a firm incurring loss, we can also see up to what extent the firm will incur loss to survive in the market. So just looking at the figure, we can understand that in the x-axis we have taken output as usual. In the y-axis we have taken price, cost and revenue. MC, AC, AVC curves, the cost curves are given. Then regarding the revenue curves, price is equal to AR is equal to MR. This is perfect competition. Then the price level is equal to OP. Suppose the price level is equal to OP. We can see that average cost is greater than the price or AR when the price level is OP. But average variable cost is below the AR MR curve. So average curve cost is greater than the price, but average cost variable cost is lesser than the price or lesser than the AR/MR curve. We know that the firm must cover the variable cost. Price should be equal to or more than the average variable cost or AVC. But at price OP, the average cost is more than average revenue. Equilibrium is at the point E where MC is equal to MR and MC cuts MR from below. That is the marginalist condition we know. Then at the equilibrium point E, we can see that the output produced is OM. So at point E, OM level of output is produced. So please look at the average cost corresponding to OM level of output. MF is the average cost per unit at OM level of output. And ME is the average revenue or price. So here average cost is greater than the average revenue. That is price is less than AC. Here EF or PQ per unit is loss to the firm actually. So by looking at the firm we can see the EF and PQ in the y-axis. So the total loss to the firm under the perfect competition in short run is the area PQMF. That is the loss. AFC or average fixed cost is the difference between AC and AVC. So it is shown in the figure here. AFC is the difference between AC and AVC. That space between that is represented by the average fixed cost. Here in the equilibrium level of output, AC is greater than price, but the firm is not losing the full amount of cost. A part of the cost is only lost because AR or price is less than AC. So the firm will continue the production, firm will continue the business. Now suppose the price of the commodity falls in the market and the new price, for example, that is OP1, that's a lower price. Look at the graph, we can see there's the OP1, that's a lower price. In the y-axis we can see that. So now at the new price OP1, that is price is equal to AR1 is equal to MR1. So MC is cutting MR1 at the point E1. E1 is given in the graph. So MC is equal to MR at this point. MC cuts MR from below. MC is equal to MR at the point E1. And here the AR or average revenue is covering only AVC or average variable cost. So that is the relation between AR and AVC. Average revenue is covering just AVC. Fixed cost here is fully lost. The firm is unable to recover any of its fixed cost of production. Here AR is equal to AVC. Firm is just able to cover AVC or average variable cost. This point E1 is known as the shutdown point. So the E1 is the equilibrium point of the firm because at this point only MC is equal to MR. So that is also the shutdown point also, because AR is equal to AVC. So I will explain another video more about shutdown point. Anyway, the shutdown point is the point where price is just equal to AVC, or average variable cost of production. If the price falls again and if it becomes less than AVC, it means the firm is making a loss in the variable cost of production. So a firm stops production if it cannot get the average variable cost. Price is less than AVC then. A firm under the perfect competition in short run will suffer loss and still produce only up to the point price is equal to AVC. So it is called the shutdown point. So this is how a firm under perfect competition, that too in short run, incurs minimum loss at equilibrium and survive. Once again, short run equilibrium of firm under perfect competition can have three cases. One is of supernormal profit, another is of a normal profit. In another case of equilibrium, the firm can incur minimum losses. Thank you.